So we've got a call right now saying that because of the low number of protesters, they're asking people to stay on the sidewalk.
Look at our sign. Are there more riot cops and protesters?
Okay, so the MANIFENCOURS has started from Phillips Square. We've got a low number of protesters tonight, somewhere between 50 and 100, I'd guess about 60 or 70. We weren't sure if it was actually going to turn into a march, but it has. There were calls saying, "À qui la rue, à nous la rue," who does the street belong to? It belongs to us. So people started marching. There was a call. There was a call from a megaphone, police officer saying, since the numbers are a bit small tonight, they're asking that people stay on the sidewalk. And when the march began, we did see a lot of police officers in riot gear show up. So that's the situation right now. About 60 or 70 protesters and a lot of police.
One of those nights after everyone gets body slammed or closer.
Yep. We've got some people crying out saying, get in the street, but so far people are staying on the sidewalk. We have another call right now asking people to stay on the sidewalk, specifically in response to the low number of protesters. That's a sense of the amount of riot police that we have in tow. Yeah, so we still do have intersections being blocked off. So we still do have police coordinating rather judiciously as they do in larger marches. Alex, C3 head count. By my estimation, we've got about 60 or 70 people. But still quite a bit of police, both riot police and police officers on bikes. And not to mention the intersections that are blocked off as we walk along. Catch a K, you're going to turn off the hockey game for this? Wow. That's the best compliment I've ever gotten. Thank you.
Pourquoi la manif?
We've got Mr. Orbit from the UK. Yep, Montreal, austerity, yes to everything. asking why don't they march in the opposite direction to avoid police. At this point, I don't know if there's much of a strategy. People were still trickling into Phillips Square. It was a small group. At some point, somebody cried out, let's take to the streets, in so many words, and it just kind of spontaneously turned into a march. So right now, I don't think that there's much of a direction or a strategy. But here we are. Even with these numbers, we still do have the police response mobilizing to come and block off certain key intersections. And we do have the police running through the streets around traffic, trying to keep ahead of the march. Question here from Katja, who called for the protest tonight? There is a sort of a committee called Printemps 2015 that organizes a lot of these events. A lot of it is grassroots. Sometimes it's not always the same organization, but it's usually the same group of people. So it is a sort of anti-austerity group generally that organize these kinds of things, and that's a situation tonight as well. Jones 1963, welcome back. Nice to see you again. There really is a lot of police out tonight, especially in the riot gear. C'est beau.
Merci. N'aura pas de pension.
Yeah, Alex C3 saying here that overkill for the police forces. Yeah, if you consider the amount of protesters we have versus the number of police officers, it really is kind of staggering. If you take into consideration all the police officers on bikes and the riot police, I wouldn't be surprised if the numbers are close to even here. Walking by the musical swings here. Probably some confused kids right now. Mommy, why are all the people yelling? So we do have quite a few police vehicles in tow. about a half dozen vans and some buses that might be carrying some more riot police officers. We are currently moving towards the police headquarters downtown. Those swings are cool. Yeah, I haven't taken a ride myself, but I've heard good things. I'll be sure to come back and report on the experience. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It might be even, or maybe even a few more police officers than protesters. So we are heading in the direction of the police headquarters right now. I would suspect that there's going to be a very heavy blockade on that intersection when we get there. So we're now on the intersection of St. Urban and President Kennedy, and as I suspected, we do have a blockade here and quite a few vehicles that are going down the street towards the police headquarters, and the protest is continuing towards Ontario.
Officers on bikes charging at people on motorcycles.
Yeah, the police officers on motorcycles are mobilizing quite quickly. I had to sort of duck out of the way.
Very closely.
Yeah. We do have some people in the condos over here having a look at what's going on below. So while we're waiting to see what happens, we'll do a quick check-in on the most recent events in Montreal regarding the student strikes and the anti-austerity protests. So last night there were some class disruptions taking place at UQAM. I was there with Alex Bailey of the Link newspaper. Hey, Alex. And it was basically just some protesters dressed all in black with their faces covered who were hitting recycling bins and things like that, just trying to make noise, make some disruptions. And while that was going on, the news broke that UQAM University, where a lot of the protests have been taking place and there's been a lot of activity, the administration there announced that they would not be extending the semester for the striking departments. So we did get confirmation on that. And then this morning, we also found out that Concordia University did send some letters to folks who were involved in some of the class disruptions. There were some complaints filed against them, and there are going to be some meetings about that. So that set off a small firestorm online, a movement saying, no tribunals for students. But beyond that, not much activity right now. Coming up on the intersection of Ontario and Saint Laurent, we do have the police charging a little bit here. I'd say we've got about 50 people right now in terms of protesters and a lot of police. Question here from Katya in terms of the response to journalists. Yeah, there were some incidents yesterday. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but a photojournalist did have his camera smashed, and I think he was also struck in the face. And we did hear some comments last night. Very specifically, there was one protester with his face covered who made a comment akin to, "Oh, look, we have journalists here." It's almost like they want to have their cameras smashed. So yeah, still some hostility towards journalists. But again, I would say that's a minority of people who actually act on it or will say something hostile. It's nowhere near the majority of the protesters. We're moving up to Saint Laurent Metro. You've got Steve Vray saying that we might have some activity around here. The police might try to put an end to this, so let's see. Yeah, we've got a lot of police presence. We are boxed in here. We've got police behind, on the intersections to the sides, and a lot of police vehicles on this end as well. I'm going to try to find a location where I can get off to the side a little bit, because I do suspect that we're going to have some movement. So they are asking people to enter the metro system. So we definitely have more police here than protesters at this point. The remaining protesters are defiant. They are staying here, even though we've had calls for people to enter Saint Laurent Metro. I'll walk along here and give you a sense of just how long this police barricade goes on for.
Ceci est un message service de police de la ville de Montréal. À cause de votre nombre limité de manifestants, nous vous demandons de vous disperser. Alors, l'événement est terminé.
So we've got a call on the megaphone right now saying due to the limited number of protesters right now, they're asking people to disperse and that the march is over. Had one protester walk by right now saying, no, it's not over. So we'll see what happens. So right now we've got a little bit of a standstill. The police have made their announcement saying that as far as they're concerned, the march is over and they want people to disperse, but we've got a few dozen people who are making a stand here. Waiting to see who makes the first move. If protesters are going to try to keep moving along, or if police are going to move in and try to, as they have in previous nights, move in a little bit closer, slowly, and try to direct people into the metro system.
Ceci est un message du service de police de la ville de Montréal.
Yeah, so they are moving in slowly. Police were Just was asked by one of the riot police officers to turn off the flashlight because it was reflecting off the visor. So I'll listen to that for now. So we do have some people who are entering the metro system at the police's request. So this is the aftermath here. We had a few dozen protesters remaining here. Police made the announcement saying that the march was over. Got a lot of police vehicles at this intersection outside of Saint Laurent Metro. And some riot police staying here in file. So riot police officers are moving towards the buses. Short and sweet. That was a little over 20 minutes of marching. For those of you just joining, didn't see the beginning, we had a very small march started at Phillips Square, about between 50 and 70 people. What's going on?
It's quiet in here too.
Yeah. So yeah, about 50 or 70 people who started from Phillips Square, made their way around a couple of streets downtown. There were a lot of police officers following them. At a certain point, the police presence definitely outnumbered the protester presence, and they were eventually asked to move into Saint Laurent Metro system as the announcement from the police said that the protest was over. Right now, we don't have any protesters left here, so we're probably going to call it a night. Thanks for joining us.
You and me.
Yeah, just some journalists hanging around, waiting to see if anything else is going to happen. But no, the police are leaving for the time
All
being.
that's left.
This is all that's left. Thanks for joining us. If you stopped watching the hockey game because of this, bless your heart, go watch the hockey game. I hear it's a good one.
Someone's asking where the swings are located.
The swings are located that way. Place des Arts, Place of Arts. That over there. That's where they are. Just outside of the UQAM building near Place des Arts. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.